What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy Shawnee V Gaming, and today we have a skin showcase and a viewer request to play the Flayer Sylvanus as support. If you are new to the channel, I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intentions of seeing what went right, what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If there is something that we learn together, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. Subscribe or I'll make sure that Aphrodite's in every single one of your games. If you are a returning viewer, I feel like Sylvanus is a little below average in terms of support, but he is a pretty fun god. Sylvanus has an auto attack that is an AoE, so it makes him pretty unique from all the other supports. In terms of the leveling order, at level 1, we want to put a point into our 1, level 2, put a point into our 3, level 3, put a point into our 2, level 4, another point into our 1. We want to max out our ultimate whenever we can, max out our 1, max out our 2, max out our 3. So we've got a lot of fighting going on. Our 1 is going to throw out a seed that's going to root enemies. If it hits an enemy god, it's going to also reduce their protections. After 5 seconds, the seed is going to grow into a little plant, and then anyone that's standing within the plant's area is going to gain 20 MP5. Sylvanus is 2. He's going to heal himself and allies around him. We get the pull. We're going to get the root. That is a protection reduction onto that Kuzumbo. We do have lane pressure. We are out clearing these enemies. We're going to go ahead and rotate to this next camp.
No problem.
Sylvanus is 3. Sylvanus is going to throw out a rope. If it hits an enemy god, it's going to pull them towards Sylvanus. Sylvanus is ultimate. He's going to slam the ground and then knock up everything around him that's within his circle. And Sylvanus is passive. There's a 25% chance if he's basic attack that the enemy is going to be rooted. This can only occur once every 12 seconds. Loki's here. We're going to go ahead and back it up. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the numbers on these abilities. His 1 is going to reduce the enemy protections by 5 at level 1, 25 at level 5, and it's going to last for 5 seconds. The 2 is going to provide himself and allies with 10 protections at level 1, 30 at level 5, and it's going to last for 5 seconds. And I think those are the important numbers. Sylvanus does have an AoE basic attack, so clearing is pretty easy in the early game. On that very first wave, we just want to sit there and aim for the back archers. If we take damage, it's fine. As long as we're out clearing the enemies, we'll be fine. We're going to go ahead and pop a shell, make sure our Apollo gets out. In terms of the start, we started with Sentinel's Gift, a Health Chalice, Multi-Potion, and Tier 1 of Stone of Binding. Sentinel's Gift is going to provide us 10 physical protections, 10 magical protections, 75 health, and 7 MP5. It has a passive that getting an assist for an enemy minion or jungle monster is going to provide 7 bonus gold and restore 12 health and 8 mana. If you are not within 30 units of an ally god for 20 seconds, this passive is disabled until you are near an ally god again. So we do have enough money for Stone of Binding. We are probably going to back after we help Apollo get purple. We have no potions and we have enough money, so it makes sense to go back. Stone of Binding is going to provide us 30 magical power, 30 magical protections, 30 physical protections, and 10 MP5. It has a passive that successfully hitting an enemy god with crowd control will place a debuff on the enemy, reducing their magical and physical protections by 10 for 5 seconds. So if we land our 1, we're really going to be amplifying that protection reduction on our 1. So at level 5, it's originally 25 protections, but with the Stone of Binding, it's going to be 35 protections. It's also just going to give us some good stats. A little bit of power, a little bit of protections. I feel like most games that I was playing with Sylvanus, we were able to get a pick early on with a good pool and a good root. However, the enemies of this game played it pretty smart. We're going to root. We could have pulled, but there's really no point. I think the Morgan was on cooldown. I'm going to go ahead and throw out a heal. That's going to increase our protections and hers. I think this skin is pretty cool. I think a lot of the Stranger Things skins are pretty cool. So as support, our job is to make sure that our allies get as much XP as possible. We provide wards to them, and we just try to be a rotating band-aid. So right now, our Apollo backed, we're going to rotate over, make sure that minions don't go under tower. Whenever he gets back, he's going to have the full minion wave, or as much as we can provide. We're not basic attacking. Apollo backs off, so we're just going to sit here, Keep this minion wave for the Apollo on our team. Our level does not matter nearly as much as our damage characters, so anytime we can help out our carry, mid, or jungle, we want to do so. That Apollo respects us. He backed up. We were probably going to miss that pull anyway.
Enemy missing middle. Cancel that. Enemies in middle lane.
Enemy ultimate.
We're going to go ahead and throw our 1, then let Apollo finish it.
You do not need them to succeed.
So we did not get any gold or XP for helping clear that camp, which is good. We want Apollo to get all of that. Whenever we're splitting a wave or a camp, we're splitting the XP that goes along with it.
Defend. Be right back.
Looks like right lane needs a little bit of help, so we're going to go ahead and rotate over. If we take a look at the minimap, there is like a little white dot behind the tier 1 tower in mid and tier 1 tower in solo. Those are our seeds that are providing MP5.
Enemy missing middle.
Enemy missing left.
If our mid laner is warding, we want to ward deep in mid lane. So like right next to the tier 1 tower. If our mid laner is not warding, I think we should ward closer to our tier 1 tower. Three people in mid. We're just going to sit back. We get the pull. We get the root. We throw off our 2. We're just going to fall back. We do not do damage. We probably won't be dealing damage for the entirety of the game. We're really just set up. So we almost never want to be pushing anything by ourselves. We almost always want to be near an ally.
Cancel that. Enemies in the left lane. Enemy missing left.
We saw them rotate into the left jungle, so we want to make sure that they're not getting the Greater Scorpion. We get the pull, we get the root, we get upper 2, we're going to use our ultimate. And the Kuzumbo goes down. So that was their tankiest character, however we had 3 people there. So I had a feeling it would be a good idea to use everything that we had and try to get the pick onto him. Luckily it worked out. We were also able to bait out his ultimate. Loki's here. We throw off our 2. We accidentally body block our Loki. We missed the pull onto the Scylla. So we're just going to go ahead and fall back.
They have been defeated.
I do remember I was distracted by something there. I think it was a cat. Might have been my girlfriend. She walked in, I looked away for a second, and then I body blocked the Morgan. Support body blocking wrong people. Yeah, that was my bad.
Well, that's just too bad.
That's not what supports are supposed to do. We take some damage, but we're just chilling. We're pretty tanky. We're going to keep the minions outside of the tower, so that way they don't lose any of their gold value.
Enemies in the right jungle.
Kind of a fat wave. The enemies are kind of pushing up. The Morgan just got a really fat wave because we were able to hold it for her. I'm going to throw off our 2. Our solo is able to get a double kill. Good play by him. We get the pull. Get the root. That's his dash. We'll probably have his dash before we have our pull again. As a support, our mid laner almost never needs our help clearing wave. So if we're a Sylvanus, if we're a Ymir, if we're a Ganesh, Ganesh is kind of the exception. If we're in Athena, we don't really want to use our abilities on the wave. Our mid lane is there for that. We want to save our abilities for enemy gods. Ganesh is the exception because whenever he throws off his 1, he provides additional power.
Enemies in the right jungle.
So you want to hit the whole minion wave, get the maximum amount of power. There might be another exception or two, but we have AoE basic attacks. That's all we need with Sylvanus. Looks like Apollo might need a little bit of help.
On my way.
We're going to try to get Arachne to come help us get the Greatest Scorpion. This is going to enhance our purple, our red, and our support buff. We're going to rotate over, try to help our Apollo out. We miss our root, we get the pull. It's a fat pull. Unfortunately, Apollo rotated to where we pulled him to. Shell's down for another 3 seconds.
Enemies in the right jungle.
Imperfect.
Apollo dashes. We throw up for 2, but unfortunately it looks like he's going to get out. We picked up Gauntlet of Thebes. Gauntlet of Thebes is going to provide us with 300 health and 15 HP 5. It has a passive that getting an assist on a minion is going to provide 1 stack. Getting an assist on an enemy god is going to provide 5. Stacks provide 1 physical and 1 magical protection. At 50 stacks, this item evolves, providing an aura of 10 physical and 10 magical protection.
Well, that's just too bad.
I'm still a strong believer that Gauntlet of Thebes is a really strong item. Costs like 2,350 gold. It can provide you 50 magical, 50 physical protections whenever it's fully stacked, and it's going to also provide protections to your allies. We're going to step up to the Scylla. If their mid laner did not have a dash, so if we were going against the Zonqui or an Anubis, our pull would be devastating towards them.
Attack the Gold Fury. Enemy missing left.
With a character that does have a dash, they can just dash away, or we can get the pull, and they can dash kind of back to wherever we pulled them from.
Group up.
Loki's here.
Enemy missing
Morgan gets the stun. We're going to pull him away from tower, get the root, use our ultimate, and we're able to get a pick onto the Loki.
Nice work.
If we do get a pick, it's going to be from AoE basic attacks or the base damage on our abilities, because we really only have 30 magical power, and that comes from the Stone of Binding, which we're going to sell later on in the game.
ultimate is ready.
We're going to try to get a pick onto this Apollo. I feel like this Apollo is pretty solid. He uses his ultimate. During the early laning phase, I was like, oh no, this Apollo is good. I hope our Apollo can compete. And it looks like he is. Looks like our Apollo's doing a really good job of keeping level with the enemy Apollo. We're going to go ahead and do the tanking. Throw off our 2. Provide a heal. Increase our protections. Gilgamesh is going to peel for us. Act as a front line. Make sure that Scylla can't even get near the Gold Fury. We are able to secure it. Right now we're up about 2,000 gold, a little less. Gilgamesh is deep. Yeah, we can't really provide any support to him if he's that far up.
Enemy ultimate down. Enemy missing left.
Yes.
Amaterasu's nearby. We're going to go ahead and rotate over.
Enemies in the right.
Arachne's going hard. Loki's here. Gets the stun. We pull Loki through the wall. Get the root. Use our ultimate. Hit 2 of them. Pop a shell. We just saved that Arachne's life.
On my way. Attack. On my way.
Loki goes down. We get a double root. We throw up for 2. That's a double kill for our mid laner. Scylla has rotated in.
An enemy has been slain.
Attack fire, Joe.
We're going to go ahead and get the root. Oh, we missed the root. She dashed. We get rooted. Our 3's still down. That's 4 people down.
Nice work. Attack fire giant.
They just have the enemy Apollo up. Our Apollo's with us. We're going to make the play for Fire Giant. We're going to do a 15-minute Fire Giant.
Ultimate is ready.
We're going to try to heal as many people as possible with our 2. Looks like we hit 4. We're able to secure the Fire Giant. The Fire Giant is going to provide us with a buff where we have increased MP5 and HP5. MP5 and HP5 is the amount of health and mana that you recover every 5 seconds. The buff is also going to allow us to deal more damage to structures. We went ahead and backed and picked up Lotus Crown. Lotus Crown is going to provide us with 30 magical power, 60 physical protections, and 20 MP5. It has a passive that any god affected by your ability heals gain 20 increased physical and magical protections for 5 seconds. So we're getting a little bit more power from this item. But with our Gauntlet of Thebes fully stacked and then us hitting our 2, we're going to be providing allies with 30 magical and 30 physical protections. So we're kind of a walking buff right now. At this point in the build, I think we have a couple of options on what we want to do. We could go full walking buff and pick up the Sovereignty and the Heartward Amulet, which is going to provide an additional 15 physical and magical protections, 1 type per item. However, I like going cooldown on Sylvanus, being able to use my abilities more often, set up my teammates more often. We get the pull. That's his ultimate, and he goes down. We didn't even need to burn our ultimate right there. So let's here, we're going to try to put some pressure onto her. She dashes. Oh, she dashed into the Morgan. She's going down. That's an Aegis. We're going to go ahead and tank this. Loki steps up. We'll just CC him to death. With our ultimate, we can't knock Loki up whenever he's using his 3. They have 4 people up, just the Scylla down. With the Fire Giant buff, we want to be sieging as much as possible.
Be careful, middle.
Later.
Like we should, as a team, go group up and push right lane. What do we do? Oh no, we don't go push anything. So that's a little bit of a mistake. If you have the Fire Giant buff, you want to try to be getting your team to group up and then push structures. I mean, we have the Fire Giant buff for over another minute. We're going to try to make a play with the Apollo. Just pushing up lane. If nobody's here, it should be a free tower. If somebody is here, we might be in a little bit of trouble. We get the pull. It's a great pull. Scylla's here. We activated 2, increase the protections on our Apollo. We used our ultimate, and we were able to get the pick onto the enemy Apollo. Oh no, we stepped out of tower. Now we're taking tower shots. That is our bad. We're trying to get up there, pop a shell on him. Looks like he got out. Nope, Loki's here. We get the pull onto Loki. That's a fat pull. Oh, we don't have any abilities. Apollo goes down. The Morgan goes down. Gilgamesh rotates in. Bunch of weak enemies here. This is a terrible spot to be fighting. Amaterasu goes down. We need a fat pull. We get a fat pull. We're going to get the root. And the Kuzumbo goes down. So that was a 2-for-4 trade. The play is definitely attacking mid. However, we were a little sloppy in our calls. We said attack left. We heard the idea attack middle, and we're like, oh, that's a great idea. But then our teammates were still over and left.
Well, that's too bad. Curses.
Ultimate is ready.
Gold Fury's up. Arachne and myself should be able to secure it. We haven't picked up the support buff once this game, which I feel like we're still trying to find the proper rotation on when to go and pick it up. We're going to go ahead and try to pause it, make sure that our teammate has as much time as possible to get in. We edited out the pause. We're going to go ahead and secure the Oni Fury. The Oni Fury is going to provide us with an enhanced minion wave in each lane. The enhanced minion wave is going to have additional protections and additional power. So we're trying to get the Greatest Scorpion before we get the red, purple, and support buff. However, our Arachne is somebody I play with frequently. He's a real life friend. He was in a meeting, so he was a little distracted. Our solo does come back. We have a fat penny in the pocket.
I ask for your patience. Patching security algorithms.
Ultimate is down.
Arachne also picked up the red buff.
Okay.
The Morgan is not a level 20, so we are going to try to hold the wave for her. I think we attacked part of it, but then realized we should be holding it. I feel like we're doing a good job being a band-aid this game. The Morgan went for a back camp, so we're just going to go ahead and clear. If they don't come straight for the wave, you don't really need to hold it for them.
Be right back.
Okay. Okay.
Enemy missing right.
Okay. Okay.
Loki is nearby. Looks like he dipped though.
Enemies in the right jungle.
Amaterasu's here. We're with Arachne, so we feel like we can step up. She blinks away. We're just going to keep rotating right.
On my way.
I'm going to go ahead and set up a ward. Oh no, the whole team is behind us. We're kind of scattered, so we're going to start falling back.
Okay, on my way.
We get the root. That's her beads. We miss our pull. We're going to rotate somewhere else, try to help out. We're going to throw off our 2, heal up the Apollo, give him additional protections. We're chasing down the Loki. I think we hear him to our right. We just throw a random 1. Our Gilgamesh goes down. We're going to rotate up, use our ultimate, get the knock up onto the Kuzumbo. Amaterasu uses her ultimate. The Morgan's able to get the pick. We're going to go ahead and cast our 2 onto a few enemies and onto our allies. We're going to pop a shell onto the Arachne, make sure she's okay. Surprise, Amaterasu didn't run right there. Taking a little bit of damage, but we are able to get some CC and secure the pick. Or our teammates are able to secure the pick. We got to step out of tower. It's just the Loki up. We should be able to get this Phoenix right here. We're going to heal up the Apollo. Scylla's here. We do have to avoid our ultimate. We get rooted. Take some additional damage from her too. And try a blind 3 onto the Loki.
I'm going for jungle buff. Retreat middle lane.
Unfortunate that we weren't able to secure that
I'm
Phoenix.
going for jungle
We
buff.
lost a lot of health under that tower, maybe too much. We're going to go ahead and pick up Relic Dagger and Pridwen. Relic Dagger is an item that's nice to have, but if you're going to change out one item in this build, I feel like it would be Relic Dagger. If you wanted to pick up a Sovereignty, if you wanted to pick up a Heart Word, some Anti-Heal, Talisman of Energy, like you have options.
Completed.
If you were going to replace one thing, it would be the Relic Dagger. But Relic Dagger is going to provide us with 350 health, 10% cooldown reduction, 10% crowd control reduction, and 7% movement speed. It has a passive that your relics receive 40 seconds off of the cooldown. Then we also picked up Pridwen. Pridwen's going to provide us 30 physical protections, 30 magical protections, and 20% cooldown reduction. It has a passive that when your ultimate ability is finished casting, you're going to gain a shield equal to your protections for 5 seconds. When destroyed by timing out or being depleted, it's going to explode and deal magical damage equal to 50% of the shield's initial health and slow targets by 25% for 3 seconds. This can only occur once every 45 seconds. We're going to step up to this fight. We're going to try to save the Morgan. Unfortunately, she goes down. Our entire team's kind of crashing down on these two. We get the root, we get the pull, we use our ultimate, knock up 2. Arachne is able to get the pick onto the Kuzumbo. Apollo goes down, so that's a 1 for 3 trade in favor of us right now. We're gonna step up, try to get this Phoenix. We get the pull, we get the root, we activate our 2. He went invisible, but it looks like our solo was able to get the pick. We go ahead and pop a shell. We're losing a lot of health. We are able to secure the middle Phoenix. We're going for the end. I don't know if that's the best play. I think going for the left Phoenix might have been a smarter play. A more realistic play. We're very weak, so we can't tank. We're going to go ahead and fall back.
Attack the Gold Fury.
We have a pretty pocket in the... We have a pretty penny in the pocket again. I'm going to go ahead and make a play for the Gold Fury, though. Throw off our 2, increase our protections from our item and also from just the base ability. Amaterasu's here.
On my way. Attack.
Gold Fury's not going to be as free as I thought. Arachne's now here. Missed the pull, activator 2. With 3 people here, I definitely feel more secure in securing the Gold Fury. We're going to go ahead back and upgrade our starter item from Sentinel's Gift to Sentinel's Embrace. Sentinel's Embrace is going to provide us with 30 physical protections, 30 magical protections, 200 health, and 20 MP5. It has a passive that we're evenly going to split 80 physical and magical protections among allied gods within 55 units and yourself. If you are alone, you're only going to gain 40 physical and magical protections. So right now we have about 500 protections. So whenever we use our ultimate, we're going to gain that Pridwen shield, which is going to have about 500 health. The Morgan says primal greater than fire. I think it's just because we were weak and we were looking for an objective before we backed. Like, I don't think we had enough health for the fire giant at the time. Amaterasu goes down. Our team's fighting. That's a route onto the Arachne. We're going to step up, tank some Phoenix shots. We get the pull. Try to get the root, but that speeds. We pop a shell. Loki's here. We pop our sprint, which is our second relic. Looks like we missed our root. Yeah, Arachne goes down to the Loki.
An enemy has been slain.
Loki then goes down to the Gilgamesh. We're going to step up, make sure we're taking the Phoenix shots. Don't think we have the Titan. Like, I don't think we win that. Somehow we were not able to get that Phoenix. Super unfortunate. Yeah, we're gonna have to back it up right here. That's a Scylla ultimate. We throw off our 2. The Morgan goes down. And we gotta run. They're pushing us 4. This is just Gilgamesh and myself. The amazing chase begins. It is just us up. They could be going for fire. They could be pushing structures. We need to just distract them. So we decided to run deep. We figure we're going to go down. We're just going to try to consume as much of their time as possible. We get rooted. Take a 2. Throw off our 1. Throw off our 2. Heal ourselves up a little bit. We got our wiggle shoes on. We're dodging left and right. That's an ultimate. I'm gonna go throw off our 2, get the root. Arachne appears out of nowhere. He's able to get the pick onto Kuzumbo, and we're able to back.
Code 141.
Nice play by her. She definitely just saved our life. We're going to go ahead and sell the Stone of Binding, which is a pretty cheap item. Doesn't provide a ton of helpful stats, but is super useful in the early game. And we're going to go ahead and pick up Mantle of Discord. Mantle of Discord is going to provide us with 60 physical protections, 60 magical protections, and 10% cooldown reduction. It has a passive that if you take damage below 30% of your health, you're going to unleash a shockwave that stuns enemies within a range of 20 units for 1 second and become immune to crowd control for 1 second. This effect cannot trigger more than once every 90 seconds.
Attack middle lane. Attack
It's
middle
just going to make us really tanky.
Enemies in the right jungle.
lane. Attack the Titan.
Your team has destroyed a middle enemy Phoenix.
Our team is making the call to end it. We're going to go ahead and try. We're going to use our ultimate, get our Pridwen shield, try to make it explode near the Titan. Titan's very weak. We are very weak.
You do not need them to succeed.
Oh no! We weren't able to secure it. We throw off our 2.
Retreat.
Right now we're just trying to provide some support to this Apollo. I don't think there's a shot that Kuzumbo is able to have enough damage to get the pick onto us. Apollo's able to ult away.
Contract fulfilled.
We are very tanky. We are very, very tanky. We're gonna go use our ultimate, get our Pridwen shield, fall back under the tier 2 tower. Maybe even just go straight to the Phoenix right here.
Yes.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has been destroyed. Your left tower
Defend
is
the
under
Gold
attack.
Fury.
No problem. Ultimate is down.
Cancel that.
We're just trying to group up with our team right here. Wherever they go, we want to go.
Fire giant. Yes. Attack fire giant. Ultimate is down. Careful.
We're gonna go ahead and start the fire giant.
Tank right lane.
This is an enhanced fire giant, so all these stats from the original fire giant are just gonna be a little bit better.
Everybody, keep an eye out.
We are able to secure it. Loki's pretty deep by himself. Looks like he's just trying to push up one lane. It looks like our entire team's gonna collapse on him as well. We get the root, we get the pull,
An enemy has been
and we're able to secure the pick onto the Loki with the help of the Morgan. The Morrigan, not the Morgan.
Out of my house.
Been saying the Morgan all game. Thinking of Morgan Le Fay, the Morrigan.
Ultimate is
Why would they
ready.
do that to us?
Fire.
Make the name so similar but slightly different. You get a root. Don't really want the pull. That's a frostbound on Amaterasu. Throw off our 2 to our allies, increase their protections. We are, it looks like, going for the end right here. We get hit by a Syl ultimate. That did a decent amount of damage. We're just going to fall back, get the root. We're going to walk in, use our ultimate, and we're able to secure the victory. Well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That really helps these videos out. If you feel like you learned anything at all, check out the channel and subscribe for more content. These stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.